is a podcast for everyone. Time to chat and have some fun. Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk. Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk. Shawk Talk.
And welcome back, everybody. Happy Shawk Talk Tuesday, folks. We've got our latest episode 13, lucky number 13 of the Shawk Talk podcast, folks. I am super excited to welcome in our very first female guest on the Shawk Talk podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, did you realize that, Strong?
I guess I did, now that you say it.
Yes, very first
Lucky
female
number
guest.
13 and the first female.
Right.
Let's go.
They do exist here, guys. There are women that are here. Believe it or not, they exist. They do exist. Yes, exactly.
Few and far between, but we do exist.
Right, you guys are a rare breed, that's for sure. There are, I will say this, though. So in the gaming community, there are far fewer, at least in my gaming communities. But when you get over into the reaction channel realm, it's actually like a 50-50 split. It's very, very even between men and women in that particular genre. So, oh boy, Fritz is getting all amped up back there.
I had to put my dogs to bed before this because
really?
I was like, they cannot ruin Shawk's podcast. Y'all, it's an early bed night, ladies. Sorry.
He's usually been pretty good about it. He doesn't bark a whole lot, but he's riled up for some reason now. Yeah, he
has
sees a
something
squirrel.
to say. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But welcome in, guys. Happy Shawk Talk Tuesday. Happy whatever day it might be for you whenever you are viewing this. If you're in Australia, you guys are still trying to figure out what day of the week it is. I don't blame you guys. It's confusing down under. But we are glad to bring you guys our latest episode 13. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this, we do a podcast here. It's on 5 different topics. We've got sports, gaming, music, cinema. Rats! I just realized I didn't mute myself when I yelled at him, and then I muted myself
You
after.
did it. I thought that was on purpose.
No,
but
I know. I'm not a
Wilma.
professional. What was and food and drink is our final category, guys. So anyway, each of those topics changes in terms of specific from week to week. Obviously, we've got our own specific topics here that we're going to be talking about with Strong. Super excited to discuss some of those things here this evening. Before we get into each of our individual topics, though, Strong, since you are, like I said, officially the first female guest here, let everybody know a little bit about yourself and, things you like. Why, what do you do?
This is like the worst part of any class is the tell me about yourself. Okay. So my name is Strongheart, you guys. I am a wife. I am a mother to a 13-year-old middle school boy. So he occupies most of my time. I have a full-time job, but I'm also new to the Twitch streaming sphere. Well, kind of new to the Twitch streaming sphere. Yes, but that is just me in a nutshell. If you have any other questions, just ask.
Love it. And I'm sure we'll get to a point where we discuss your Puerto Rican as well. That's a key demographic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, only a quarter of me remembers to say it a quarter of the time. Yes. You're resident Puerto Rican as well.
Resident Puerto Rican, guys. Well, like I said, I'm super stoked to have you on, Strong. This is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be interesting to hear the dynamic of, a female voice in this realm as compared to the very male-dominated voices that we've had thus far. So I'm super intrigued to hear thought differences with you compared to others. So with that being said,
There's
Strong,
been some weeks that I just sit here like this. I'm like, ooh, if I could say something.
I believe it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into our first topic, guys. We're going to be discussing
the spread on sports.
So the spread on sports. First and foremost, we've got kind of a general topic we'll discuss, and then we break it down into an over-under format. For anybody that's familiar with betting, you'll understand what I mean by that. Today, we're going to be talking about football. And when I say football, I mean, what is real football? What is the real football for those of you out there in the world? In America, we think of football as being, that oblong, oddly shaped thing that you throw with your hands. But for everybody else in the world, they think of football, the round ball that you use your foot with. Strong, first question.
Eloquently said.
Yes, thank you. First question. Do you have a preference between the two? Do you have one that you like better?
Absolutely.
Which one do you like better?
Hands down. American football.
Okay. Have you ever played soccer, as we call it?
I personally have never played, but my brother grew up playing soccer, and my very first boyfriend that I had, he played school soccer, traveling soccer. Like, we spent a lot of weekends on the soccer field.
Okay,
So
so you're pretty well
I never
versed in
played,
both
but I'm
then.
familiar.
Gotcha. So you're
Yes.
familiar with both. That's good. So
Yes.
I played soccer for 13 years, so I'm very well versed in soccer. Never played football. I've watched it a lot. I'm a big fan of it, so pretty well versed in both of these. Our discussion today, though, is kind of based off of two key things that are happening and or have happened. One, the World Cup is being hosted in the United States in 2026, so that's a big event. Super exciting for the world of soccer, at least in America. Maybe not as exciting for the rest of the world, but for us in America, that's kind of an exciting thing. And then two, they most recently came out with I won't say a study, but data that they have showing that soccer in America is now the third most popular sport. It has surpassed baseball. First of all, can you believe that? Does that shock you at all?
Yes, a little bit. But I also want to say, I would love, did you read this study at all?
Just enough to get the key points, which was that it's the third most popular sport in America now.
Yes. So when I saw this topic, I said, hold the phone. I have to actually look into this. So the way that it was presented, it was like, hold the phone. Soccer has overtaken baseball. Guys, it was 1%. It was soccer got 10%, baseball got 9%. It was not like this landslide victory that I was thinking. Okay. So then I started thinking. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, whether it's 1% or 1 inch, don't downgrade what the progress we're making strong. Let us be proud of our 1% or 1 inch. Come on now.
You're asking for the female perspective, and I'm just going to say
this is true.
Some things are not worth being proud of. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Sorry.
So
I didn't realize your thoughts.
I want to know how they phrased this question whenever they were gathering the data. If it was, was it, what is your favorite sport? And they went off of that. Okay. Because if you sit and think about it, even people who really like baseball, I enjoy watching baseball. I know a lot of people think that is boring. But even people who enjoy watching baseball, it's like, I still like football over baseball, but I like baseball. I don't feel like it's very many people's number one sport, but they still enjoy watching the game. Does that make sense?
Yes, I follow you. So the way that they determine this is important. I agree. Because if you're just asking for everybody's number one, then the other sports are just leftovers. But if you're asking us to tier rank them, essentially, and give each of them a value, that totally changes the way that the final standings shake out. But the study I'm referring to didn't do it like that. It's purely based off of viewership. So the viewership numbers for soccer have now surpassed baseball, and they're now the third highest in the U.S. Football being number one, and basketball, the NBA being number two, soccer being number three at this point. So it's kind of an irrefutable thing. Obviously, if you're asking, that makes more sense. Yeah, if you're asking, an object or a subjective thing like people's favorite, that's different. But this is just based on metrics, so it's pretty. And again, the way. So when I took my master's degree, when I got my master's degree, I should say, they told us never trust data because anybody can make data say whatever they want it to. So there's a little grain of truth to be taken with this. There are variables that could make it sound like it's one thing, but it's really not. So keep that in mind. But it does, I think, at minimum show that soccer is growing pretty substantially in the U.S. right now. It is definitely seeing a serious growth, especially at the younger levels.
Yeah.
So when we think youth soccer in particular, maybe not like professional level at this point, but youth soccer, it's
Well, you know
huge.
why that could be. So think of all the information that we've gotten in just the past 5-10 years
Hmm.
on concussions
Yes.
and the long-term effects of that. So parents are, at least parents that I know, like I said, I have a 13-year-old son.
Hmm.
Parents that I know are a little more weary about like even peewee football
Right. Yep.
and are pushing more to doing something like soccer. Not that injuries don't occur in soccer,
Hmm.
but I think all of the information and stuff that you're hearing about long-term effects of concussion kind of do steer them away from starting earlier.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolutely.
even you're talking about like viewership, think about streaming services.
Uh-huh.
Soccer has opened up a ton on streaming services,
That's
whereas it
true.
used to be pretty near impossible to watch a soccer game unless you paid for some kind of like pay-per-view situation.
Right. That's a really good point.
Whereas it's so much easier to stream a soccer game, and when you can watch it, it really doesn't have any competition. It's like a Saturday morning that it's streaming or it's not competing with I'm trying not to look at the
Yeah,
comments and they're cracking me up.
don't look at chat. They'll get you derailed right now.
I love you guys. Streaming services have gained popularity and it is more accessible.
Yeah.
See,
So
guys, I stayed on track.
So I think the streaming services are a large reflection of the youth movement and how popular it's becoming in the youth. But I think what you said, especially about the concussions, that's a huge thing. I think from a financial standpoint too, like soccer doesn't cost a ton of money. You buy shin guards and a uniform, and that's it. Versus baseball, you've got to buy the bat, the glove, the uniform, all of that stuff. Basketball is fairly cheap, but you have to have access to the court and things like that.
Right.
So I think a lot of that makes a big difference. Football, same thing. There's a lot of equipment. So I think soccer is more accessible is another big part of it. But also the chat. I keep referring to the chat, guys. For anybody that is watching this after the live recording, we do record the episodes here live over on Twitch, Shaka08, for anybody that wants to check it out. And the chat is chiming off on a lot of this stuff. And SVR, I want to point out, brings up, I think, a really interesting point here. He said could be all of the immigrants moving here to the U.S. as well. And I do think that legitimately is a very, very strong influence. Like we're seeing a lot of immigration moving into the U.S. right now, or at least over the past 10 years. And I think we're seeing an influence from that and how that's pushing a lot of, especially the South. I mean, you're more South than I am. And the West, I think, towards a lot of the world-driven sports. Do you agree with that? Do you think that's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say, football is life, especially down here in the South. The Southeast, football is life.
Right.
But you will see a lot more. I mean, I don't go to the bars anymore, but my friends who are out and about will even mention like there'll be football or soccer showing at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you would never see that. Like it was football or hockey or basketball or nothing. Like nobody cared to watch soccer. But didn't we also have like, and forgive me guys, I'm not super knowledgeable on soccer, but didn't we have the women's team kind of pop off?
Oh, yeah.
Like the US women's team kind of went on a tear.
They're dominant.
And they kind of wrecked everything. So I think like as Americans, we're very focused on what we do, like not so much like we're kind of selfish when it comes to things, right? So to see an American team go on a predominantly not American sport, that's like seeing an American team like go wreck hockey, right? It's a big deal,
right? Miracle on Ice.
It's a big deal. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into it gaining popularity.
Yeah.
But it's definitely become more popular even down here.
So Dunk raises a good point too here with the World Cup being hosted, The same thing happened in the 90s. I want to say it was 94 that we hosted it. I think it was 94. We saw a big rise in popularity for that World Cup. And then when we lost, we did pretty well in that World Cup, actually. But when we lost, and especially thereafter, when they weren't near as good over the next couple of World Cups, that interest, waned significantly. And I would suspect a similar thing here. Like, you're going to see a lot of interest leading up to it. And I don't expect the U.S. team to do very well, the U.S. men's team to do very well. I think they're in a down year at this point. But maybe they'll surprise us. Like in the last World Cup, they did better than what I think a lot of people thought they would. But I think once they lose, I think you're going to see a pretty big decline again in viewership. I think it's just we're catching it on the rise right now versus when it's done, we're going to see it pretty fast.
Well, didn't they've added a pretty good amount of teams. It went from like 10 to 30, I think.
Yeah.
U.S. teams.
Yeah.
And compared to, we were talking about the price of entry just to play the sport, but the price of entry to go see an event, a local event to you, is going to be way cheaper than going to go see an NFL game.
That's a good point too. Yes. Yeah, without a doubt. Well, yeah, going to soccer. So we have Pittsburgh has a local team called the Riverhounds. They're a professional team. They're not MLS professional. They're like a tier down from them. But getting a ticket to go see that game is like $5 compared to, an NFL ticket is $150 if you want to go to see an NFL game for the Steelers. Like it's drastically more accessible.
I would have thought it was more than $150, but $5?
That's you can go to a soccer game for $5. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, they're a tier below the MLS, and the stadium is not as big. But the Steelers games, that's the face value, I'll say. So when I went to the Ravens game,
nosebleed seats.
Yes, they're face value, $150 nosebleeds. Some of them can be cheaper, depends on the matchup. But like when I went to the Ravens game, when we did our tailgate with Sweens, those tickets were $250 a pop. So and those were nosebleed tickets. So it just depends on the match with that. But again, drastically.
I guess I've never been to an NFL game. That just seems cheap to me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we've got the Falcons here, but do I want to drive through Atlanta traffic to go see the Falcons? Nuh-uh. I'm good.
I hear you on that one. They're not exactly a great team either. Like, I don't think you'd.
No.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm not missing anything.
I'll just watch TV. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I think we're pretty on board on a lot of the why the soccer growth is happening. So our over-under with this strong, and this is, I think, going to get a little contentious. So the over-under is 10.5 years until soccer surpasses football viewership in the U.S. Do you think soccer will surpass it in less than 10.5 years or more than 10.5 years?
Without a doubt, more. If ever. I don't see how this is a hot take. I do not foresee in the next decade that happening.
As much as I want to be pro soccer and pro soccer growth, I'm with you. I don't see it passing it up. Just don't see it. What about the NBA? Do you think it'll pass up the NBA in 10 years?
No.
I think
it will get closer, but I don't foresee it overtaking the NBA.
I think it can beat the NBA. Football, I don't see
it. Could, but I still don't see it happening.
Right,
absolutely not with football.
Yeah, Joe. We're both on the over, guys. And in fact, I think we both agree that it's not going to happen. Period. Let alone in 10 years. Yeah.
No.
So we're taking the over. Let us know in the comments below, folks. Are you taking the over or the under on our spread on sports today? All right, moving on to our second topic. We've got
Galaxy of Gaming.
We've got Fritz barking in the background. He's so excited, guys. We've got our Galaxy of Gaming question for today. So Galaxy of Gaming, Spread on Sports obviously is a spread, guys. For Galaxy of Gaming, we have what's called reasonable or ridiculous with this. So basically what we have here is a statement that we make related to gaming, and then we decide whether that statement is a reasonable statement or a ridiculous statement. And Strong, our statement You're correct,
Oh, boy.
EC-Dub. EC-Dub has a bad feeling about this, guys. Strong, I picked this purposely for you because you have a tendency to do a lot of horror gaming in your streams, yes? That's hard to say.
Unfortunately, you
by the
are
way.
correct.
Horror. I made sure not to say it very. You do lots of
They make
horror
fun of
gaming,
how I
right?
say it all the time.
Yes.
Apparently, I say it the other way.
Yeah.
It's just my accent, guys.
Her
Fine.
favorite genre, yes. So, yeah, I picked this specifically for you because of the horror gaming that you tend to do. So, our statement today, guys, is horror. I can't say this like without overly exaggerating it. Horror games are the most emotionally moving games. Now,
Mhm.
your first thought, probably similar to mine, and I think everybody out there, is that's ridiculous, right? Because nobody thinks of horror games as being emotionally moving.
I do.
Do you? You do think they're emotionally moving? Okay, good.
I think they can be. I
Okay.
think they can be.
Okay, elaborate. How so?
Okay, so the first one that comes to mind is this game that we played probably last year, I think.
Hmm.
It was called Dead Take.
Okay,
And it was almost like watching a movie. Okay.
gotcha.
It was very cinematic. There were highs, there were lows. They had you guys remind me, who was the actor? Ben Starr. Ben Starr was in the game as like an actual actor. Anyway, it took you on a roller coaster ride of emotions by the time you got to the end. It was a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not even entertaining you right now. But yes, scared is also an emotion. I feel like whenever people hear the word emotion or emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and this is kind of something y'all talked about last week with music, where I was like, ooh, if I could just get in there for a second.
Yep.
Emotion or emotional does not just mean sad or make you want to cry
Right.
or in your feelings. It just means that it invokes some sort of emotion inside of you.
Yes.
That can be anger. It can be hate. It can be whatever the emotion is. So fear is absolutely an emotion, and it can invoke that.
I'm so glad you said that because so on the topic of the music discussion with that, one of the things I always with teaching, so when we go over music eras and we get to the romantic era and the kids are all like, ew, and I'm like, listen, romantic does not mean lovey-dovey like I want to get married to you. Romantic in this sense means emotions. Anything that is emotional is considered to be romantic in terms of romanticism. So I really am appreciative that you understand that like emotions aren't just sadness and crying and overwhelmingly being happy and all that jazz. Like everything, including being scared and fearful, is an emotional take. You know, it's a real thing.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that you appreciate that and understand that. I'm intrigued to see whether other people think of that or not. Like in chat, folks, let us know, do you consider it to be an emotional thing for horror movies? And same thing with people in comments that are listening after the fact. With that being said, Strong, do you think that the horror games are the most emotionally moving games?
No,
Oh,
I do
okay.
not.
Interesting.
I do not agree with that. There have been plenty of like action adventure games. Like the first one that comes to mind is we played a game called Senua's Sacrifice.
Okay.
And there was a second one that came out that was almost as good, not quite as good as the first one. But it was such an emotional journey. It was about mental health. And it was kind of like her journey through like dealing with the psychosis, the voices in her head, differentiating what was real, what was not. There was even a piece in there about, you know, connecting to the spirit of her mother And this was pretty close to the time that my mom had passed away. So that
Oh,
struck a personal chord with me emotionally on a whole different level.
right.
So it was all about, her. It was her husband had passed away, and basically she was going through a journey, basically through hell to get him back, to try to do what she could to get him back.
Hmm.
It was an incredibly emotional, moving journey that you went on with this character. You
Right.
just wanted her to win. But the best example that I can give you, and it's probably a game that nobody has heard of other than me, it's a game called Spiritfarer. Okay?
Okay. I feel like I've heard of it.
It is not like this high techie super great graphic game,
Uh-huh.
but this game literally came out, I want to say it was a year after my mom passed away. And I hate to keep bringing it back to that, but we're talking about
Right. Yeah. No, that makes
or
sense.
emotions,
Yeah.
and this is the best way that I can probably convey it.
Yeah.
So it's literally, you're just this little character, and you drive a ferry boat.
Okay.
And throughout the game, it's like almost like a management type game, okay?
Right.
So you are upgrading the ferry boat. You have to, make food. You pick up these characters along the way, but your job is to kind of help these characters play out their last wishes and get them onto the other side.
Oh, nice.
But what struck me about this game was there was a character, and her name was Beverly, which was my mom's name.
Oh, man.
And her character was an owl, which is what my mom chose to do my baby shower for my son in. That was like her animal of choice. So it was her name and her animal. And everything about this character was like my mom. She loved to read, she loved to knit. And so I told myself on my mom's birthday, I
Uh-huh.
was going to like ferry this little character over to the other side and help her, do her last wish. It's now like 3 years later, and I still have been unable to do it because I cry every time I open it. So I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Maybe next year we can do it. Like, it moved past her storyline
Hmm.
4 or 5 times in the game. And she just like was following me around, like, can we get off on the next stop now? I'm like, no, you have to stay on the boat. I'm ignoring you. Go back to your little house. Like, I refuse to let her off the ferry boat.
You raise, I think, a really good point with this, because so horror movies are really good at eliciting emotional response, but
Mhm.
when it comes to like deeply emotionally moving things, it tends to be things that you can relate to really, really well and are very personable to you. And I don't know about most people, but like horror movies might scare the crap out of me. But I'll use Phasmophobia as an example because that's the one I've played the most. But I don't
God.
typically go out and try to investigate spirits and stuff. Like, that's not something that's really relevant to me personally. Like, and I think most horror games are going to be true to that. Like, most people have not gone through those types of experiences, so it's less personable to them. Versus a game like that, like you're describing, I would use Ghosts of Tsushima as an example for me as a very emotionally moving game because of that father-son dynamic that happens there between Jin and his uncle. Like that, the whole family aspect of things there. Like, those are things that everybody can relate to. Everybody can really become personally involved in, and you can feel those emotions at a much deeper level because of that. So I think it's a great point that you brought up. Like, eliciting emotional response, sure, yeah, it's great at it, but deep emotional response, not necessarily. So it sounds to me, Strong, like you're saying that horror games are the most emotionally moving games is ridiculous. Am I correct in that?
Absolutely.
You heard it, guys, and I'm going to agree. It is ridiculous. It's
We
just
agree.
fake. Yeah, we're agreeing on this one. It is fake emotions. It is not real emotions, even though fear is a real emotion. It's not.
It's a real emotion at the time.
It's not as deep as the other. once. What about the 1% were we talking about earlier? Anyway, let us know in the comments, folks. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
So hot.
I don't know how you would disagree at this point, because I feel like we were pretty spot on. Like with what you said there, that was really, really, really on point. So if you guys don't agree with us, too bad. Strong is correct on this one. Moving on to our third topic, folks.
Musical news aids.
All right, so now that we got all riled up and emotionally moved and all that jazz, and everyone's all like, oh, from all of our emotional discussions, we're going to bring it down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and relax a little bit with our music topic here today, guys. So music, for our category with this, we do an A versus B type of debate. Which one is more, which one is less, that kind of thing. So today's is, what relaxes you more? A day at the spa or a great soundtrack?
Okay. So this is going to be probably a hot take, but I don't generally enjoy a day at the spa.
Okay, interesting.
So for me, here's the thing. Somebody who has like anxiety issues, I like we were talking before stream, I'm a planner, okay?
Yes.
I need to do this in my own time. So, like, I felt terrible because one year for Mother's Day, Dunk bought me this packet. It was like for a facial and a spa or a massage and a pedicure.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's just so much work. Like, I have to come up with a day and I have to schedule, like, all these hours. And then I have to drive to the place. And then you have to, like, disrobe in front of strangers. Like, I have to just, like, you have to mentally prepare for these things, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a process. And he's like, well, Strong, you have a whole year to do it. I'm like, I understand that sounds like a long time, but like, just because I schedule something for a day doesn't mean that I'm in the mood to go do it. Like, and I'm really bad about scheduling things when I'm in a good mindset.
Right.
And then the day comes. I don't know why you're laughing, and I'm afraid to look at chat, so
chat.
I'm just going to keep...
Chat is on a whole nother level right now.
I'm sure they are. Well, I'm thinking of what I said, and I can imagine. I'm just not even looking. So yeah, I think it's like once you're there, it's relaxing, but the whole process leading up to it is not relaxing to me at all.
I get that.
Whereas...
sorry, I was going to say, fun fact with the spa... I would, just to be perfectly clear, and if this is sexist, I'm sorry, I apologize. I would never have picked this question if there was another male guest here. Like, I specifically chose this because you're a female, and I hear frequently, like, women like spa days. That's what they like. That's what they want. That's what they want for gifts and stuff. So I think it's interesting that, and kind of ironic, that I did that intentionally for you, but you actually aren't a big fan of spa days.
I'm not like most women. The older I get, the more I hang out in online spaces, I'm becoming to realize this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I see the appeal. Don't get me wrong. I can understand why it would be relaxing. And I think if I were like in a good space and I was ready for it, I can see the allure.
Yes. Just
for me personally, though, it's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I have to go do this. I've got to buy this for myself.
Right.
Whereas music has always been my home.
Yes.
Music is my happy place.
Yes.
No matter what mood I'm in, happy, sad, excited, whatever, I can put on music and be like in my safe space.
I think it's interesting because I don't typically think of, this might shock most people, I don't typically think of music as being like cathartic for me or being a safe space for me. Maybe at one time it was, but now that it's my profession, it's something I do for a living. Like, yeah, I like, and actually fun fact. So when I'm driving, I usually don't have music playing unless it's like the summer and I'm not working. Then I might have music playing, but a lot of times I have talk radio on, like, and it's usually just sports radio. Yeah. But just because I don't want to listen to music to try to
That makes
relax.
sense.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm kind of in the opposite, but not. I've never done a spa day, to be clear. I
Hmm.
don't know how I would feel about getting naked in front of people and getting rubbed down. I mean, people probably would be traumatized by that more than I would be. But the the idea of it seems still odd to me. I would rather find other ways to relax. Like I'm a big woods person.
Right.
I like being in the woods. Um,
Hmm.
I like water a lot. Like I'm a former swimmer, so like just floating in the water, being on the water in some capacity. Like I think that those are things I would rather do and find more relaxing necessarily than music or a spa day. But I'll say this, like if I'm removed from the work environment, okay, let's say it's during the summer,
Hmm.
and there is a great playlist that I just love. And I'm either I'm like just belting it through the roof because I'm just totally vibing to it, like Bohemian Rhapsody, for instance. Like if I'm just totally vibing to that and belting it out, that's great. That's super awesome. Or if it's the opposite and I need something that's more like chill and calms me down, that kind of thing. Typically, ironically enough for me, I think I'm not like most people with that. Most people I think would probably choose like easy listening type music. That stuff drives me crazy. I would rather
Like I'm in a
listen.
doctor's office,
Yeah.
actually.
I would rather listen to something that is like to quote one of my shorts that I put out, like super thick and viscous in terms of intensity, like
Yeah.
like a Finlandia by Sibelius, something like that, where
Hmm.
I can feel that tension and it allows my body to like internalize that tension and then release the tension. God, the chat is just gonna go nuts with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
like,
kind of
yeah.
asking for it at this point.
Right? But like for me, that's the more cathartic thing where I'm able to kind of internalize and deal with that tension and then
Hmm.
release it as opposed to just de-stressing myself, if that makes sense.
I guess another point to bring up, and this might be another way to relate it to you, is you play an instrument. I play the piano. When I'm stressed out, I like to just sit at the piano
Mm-hmm.
and just like bang it out for a little bit, Like, yeah, I gotta play it up a little bit.
Yep.
Anyway, um, that's always been something that I find comfort in as well,
Uh-huh.
is just sitting there, like not even just listening to music, but
Right.
playing an
Yes.
instrument
Right.
is very cathartic for me.
Agreed.
So that's the way that I'm looking at it. There's always and what relaxes me is different on every single day. I feel like we're going down like a really dark path right now.
It's it's so hard for me to be down a dark path with chat. They're ridiculous right now.
I think it's my fault for telling people that I was going to be on tonight. I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. it's definitely the most reactive I've been on any of these podcasts. I can't keep a straight face.
If they weren't doing this, I'd be more worried.
Right,
if I'm being
exactly.
honest.
Yeah.
So
But
to answer your
yes.
question, I would rather put on some music to relax than head to a spa.
I'm
That's
with
just
you
me.
on that one. Yeah, same thing. Granted I've never been to a spa, so it's kind of at a losing standpoint from the get-go, but I'd rather definitively engage in music in some capacity. So I don't necessarily
Yes.
listen to music for catharsis, but I would rather engage in it. For me, obviously, like, trombone is my main instrument, but actually, for me, like to be engaged in music is more conducting. Conducting is my big thing, more so than trombone. But
Mhm.
but it's still the same way. To be engaged in the music in some capacity, I definitely agree is far more cathartic. Whether your method of engagement is playing, it's listening, whatever your method might be, it makes sense. So,
Mhm.
but good stuff, Strong. Good stuff. Despite what the chat is trying to
Yeah.
derail us with there. I like it. All right. Moving
ignoring
on.
you
Actually, I should say before we move on, guys, let us know in the comments which one do you find to be more relaxing? Is it a day at the spa or a great soundtrack? I'm pretty confident the majority of our listeners are going to say a great soundtrack because the majority of them either A, have never been to a spa, or B, they're my reaction community and they all freaking love music. So it just makes sense.
Wait, is that how you say majority?
Majority?
Say it again. Stop it.
Majority.
That's not how you say it.
I'm not even
Really?
being very Pittsburgh yet. Like majority. If I really want to get
No, I'm
Yinzer,
serious. Is that a regional thing? I've never heard
yeah,
anybody say that
yeah,
word that way.
it's a Pittsburgh accent.
Okay, all right.
So yeah,
Sorry, we can move on. It
yeah,
just took me aback
we're
for a second.
lazy with our vowels. I was never as bad about it until I started teaching in Pittsburgh. Like I grew up in Western PA, so I have some Western PA-ness to it. But now that I teach in Pittsburgh, I get some Yinzer in me every now and then, like majority, downtown, things like that. Like it's definitely there. I try to
Also,
hide it.
I'm not like wiping my nose. I'm just sweating profusely. It like the fever is kicking in, you guys. It's not, it's so hot in here. Okay. Woo.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Yeah, next topic, guys. We've got. How did my button not work?
Scintillating cinema.
We're so
We're having
professional.
so many technical issues tonight, and you guys aren't even aware of the big one yet. There's a really big one that happened that you guys don't even know about yet. Anyway, cinema, scintillating cinema, folks. So we do a thumbs up, thumbs down type rating with this. So we have 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down, 2 thumbs down. And today we're going to be talking less cinema driven. So scintillating cinema can be either movies or TV shows as well, guys. We're going to be talking more on the series side of things here with this today. So weekly release shows as compared to full season release shows. So think of like Netflix, for instance, which tends to do full season releases where you can binge the entire season versus that of like HBO shows, like for instance, House of Dragons, Game of Thrones, The Pit, where they are weekly releases. Strong, first of all, do you have a preference between the two of these?
Okay, so I want to say yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I also don't know if I'm very, or maybe I just don't watch them.
Mhm.
Can you give me an example of like a full season release show?
So Netflix is probably the most famous for doing that stuff. So at one
Okay.
time, Stranger Things would be an entire season at one, in one release. That's probably
Okay, got
their
it.
most famous show that they have. Wednesday, I
Okay.
believe, was one that they put out for a full season. I could be wrong on that because I haven't watched Wednesday. But
I
they
love
tend to
Wednesday.
do that. I think Amazon has done some full season releases as well. They've moved away from that of late.
Okay.
But especially when COVID first hit and the whole streaming wars was happening, that's when a large number of full season releases were happening because that was what was popular on Netflix and everybody was trying to emulate Netflix. So,
Right. Got it.
yeah.
So, by preference, definitely, even if it is a weekly release show, which those are the ones I'm most familiar with,
Mhm.
I'm waiting until the whole thing is released to watch it.
Gotcha.
One, I hate the cliffhangers and the anticipation.
Mhm.
I don't like having to wait and see. I feel like for example, when Game of Thrones came out, you had to watch Game of Thrones because
Yes.
at 9 it came on from 9 to 10.
Right.
If you went on social media at 10:01, you were getting spoiled.
Yep, I
Like you
agree.
already knew what happened.
Yep.
I feel like we have gotten away from spoilers, or people at least are more courteous and say like spoiler alert,
Mhm.
or they just aren't posting it so much on social media.
Right.
Like you don't see it so much now, but like Game of Thrones, you had to watch it or you were going to know what happened.
Yes.
So but like House of Dragons, I would have rather just watch the whole thing at once. And it's terrible because I didn't even like House of Dragons. It's sad. I really want to like it.
Right.
I just don't.
I do like House of Dragons, but for me, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like ideally, I think I prefer full season releases because I like binging shows. I feel like it's more cohesive to binge an entire season of a show versus seeing it weekly. And like you said, a really, really good point is spoilers. Like, and my exact thought was Game of Thrones, and I'll get to that for a different reason here in a moment. Like, so the latest example I can think of was Maul, Shadow Lord, that came out. Like, I was going to wait until the entire season was released and then binge watch the entire season. But then spoilers started creeping up on social media. And I was like, oh, crap. I can't wait. Like, I'm going to end up having big spoilers that come out. And I just couldn't wait any longer. And I had to start watching it, earlier. There was another recent example of that as well. I can't think of off the top of my head. It was the same thing where I was going to try to wait to watch the whole season and spoilers just became too big of a thing. So that's kind of a downside of the weekly, I guess.
Absolutely.
But one thing that I'll say is an upside of the weekly, and Game of Thrones is the example that I'll use with this. When you have that time between episodes, and especially if it's a show where there's just this feverish, following of people that love to, fan theory and hypothesize what's going to happen next kind of a thing. That is so much fun. Like when we're, watching Game of Thrones, like trying to figure out like, okay, spoiler alert guys, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, sorry, this has been forever. You should know this stuff by now.
Yeah.
But like,
it's really on you at this
trying
point.
to speculate as to, okay, is Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen? Is he dead? Is he going to be alive? Like that, especially the resurrection of Jon Snow. That was the big one because we didn't know in the books yet. So nobody knew what was going to happen.
Right.
So that fever pitch of sitting down and talking on social media and seeing what different people's takes were and things like that, I miss that so much. And we just can't get that anymore because I don't feel like there's anything that was that big, first of all, and that's that big and isn't already complete. So like, there are other shows out there that are big, but we kind of know the outcome of some of that stuff, so it's not as enticing, if you will, as what Game of Thrones was when it was a week to week like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And here's the thing, like weekly things, we'll stick with Game of Thrones. So you watch it weekly and then you're at the end of the season. Before the next season comes out, I'm having to rewatch, if not the last episode of the season, I'm just going to go back and watch the whole season, right?
Right.
But then I'm like, if I'm going to go back and watch that season, I might as well just go back and start it all the way over because I feel like Dunk and I have rewatched Game of Thrones probably 3 or 4 times. And I feel like every time we do that, we catch something that we have not seen before.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't important. It's just so many other things are grabbing your attention at the time. So, now I know this is happening. I caught this time. I think that is just a more exciting way to watch it. I would rather sit and binge. And we talk about this all the time. I'd rather, it feels like such a commitment to sit in a theater and watch a 2-hour movie. But I will sit and watch 8 1-hour episodes like that in a week. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't feel like as much of a time commitment. I don't know what the difference is, but that's just my preferred way of watching, I guess.
So I think part of that, because I feel the same way, I think part of that is, so if you go to a theater, so there's let's say it's a 2-hour movie, but then you also have, at least 30 minutes of previews and stuff before that / ads. It takes the time to get to the theater. It takes the time to get the tickets, to get any snacks that you might want, that kind of thing. It takes you the time to get out of the theater, the time to get back home from the theater. Like, it ends up being like a 4 to 5 hour long evening to go to the theaters.
And a small business loan to get popcorn and coffee and a drink.
Exactly.
Popcorn and candy.
Versus being at home, you're already over the halfway point with that, but it's uninterrupted. There's so many other benefits to being at home. You have your own snacks. You can get whatever you want. You go to the bathroom whenever you need to, that kind of thing. Like, so I think it seems on paper like why would this be so much better than the other one? But unrealistically speaking, like the theater is still a really large time commitment to go to and see a movie, even if it is just a 2-hour movie. So I don't think you're wrong on that, to be clear.
It just has to be something really big. Like Dunk and I went and saw Revenge of the Sith whenever it got re-released. But that was like a whole ordeal. And fun fact, I never saw it in theater the first time. That is my first Star Wars movie that I've seen in the theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you didn't see it.
So, I mean, it was a really good one to see.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
but we had to go like 45 minutes away from where we lived to find a theater that was playing it.
Oh man.
Also, so it was crazy. It was quite an adventure.
So what I said is doubly true for you then. For me, the movie theater is like 10 minutes
Mhm.
away. It's not that far.
Well, I mean, we have one that's right down the road. It just wasn't playing.
I gotcha.
Only select theaters around us were actually playing it. You
I
had to
follow.
whoever got the rights to play it. I don't know if it. We just
follow.
didn't have one close to us.
Gotcha. So, okay. So of the two choices, weekly release versus full
Mhm.
season release, you prefer full season release, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So if we're giving each of these a thumb rating, 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down, 2 thumbs down, what are you giving weekly release shows?
I mean, weekly release, I'm still giving them a thumbs up.
Okay. I'm with you.
I don't dislike
Right.
weekly releases.
Right. Like, and I think of Game of Thrones again as an example. Like, that wasn't bad. It's just a different format, if you will. Different method.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 1 thumb up for that. What about full season release shows?
So I feel like maybe my opinion's a little skewed because I just don't have. I mean, I know you said Stranger Things, but I guess I never watched Stranger Things in real time, so it was always a full season for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would still give it a 1 thumbs up for me.
Really? So you wouldn't go 2 thumbs up for full season releases?
I mean, I feel like I can't just because I haven't experienced it.
Huh.
But if I go if it had to be one or the other, I would give it the edge over the one or the weekly release.
Gotcha. See, I would go. The Witcher's another one. Sorry, from Netflix. The Witcher's another one that it was a full season release. That's one I binged an entire season of. So I think this is where I have an advantage being a teacher because I have my summers off, so I can sit down and just watch and binge an entire show more easily, I think, than other people can that work. Thanks, SVR. But I'm gonna go 2 thumbs up for full season releases.
Yeah.
I just prefer them. I think they're better across the board. So I'm going 2 thumbs up. I'm with you on the 1 thumb up though for weekly release shows.
Yeah, if I have to give the advantage to either one, I'm gonna give it to the full season.
Gotcha. So you're saying 1.5 thumbs. Give it that extra inch.
I'm thinking of the strong hand guy. Okay, anyway.
Guys, let us know in the comments whether you're here live on stream or whether you are watching this afterwards. What do you guys think on weekly release shows versus full season release shows? It's always interesting to me to hear where people stand on that because there's very different takes on that. With that being said, let's move into our final topic of the evening, folks. We've got
Tiramisu taproot.
All right, Strong. This is kind of a fun one, I think. And I think this could get a little spicy. I think it's going to get spicy because people are going to be like, why isn't this on the list? Like, there's going to be so many things that people are going to want on this list that are not here because we had to keep it to 5. The tier ranking for today. Well, actually, hold that thought. I'm not going to say what it is just yet. So, for those of you that don't know what a tier ranking is, and that's why it's called tiramisu, guys. Tier rankings are when we rank different things in order of greatness to not greatness. So we have 5 tiers for this tier ranking. We have S tier, A tier, B tier, Canada, as we call it, or C tier. And then the bottom is D tier. So S being the best thing ever, D being the worst thing ever. Most of the time when you do tier rankings, you can put whatever you want to, wherever you want to, based on where you think the thing ranks. But here on this podcast, we like to add a little bit of a spice to it. And we only allow you to put one thing in any given tier, which is why we have only 5 things that we're going to be talking about here. So, Strong, are you with me so far? You understand how this works, yes?
Yes.
Good, okay. The audience might not, but they'll catch on. Our tier ranking for today is, and I like the way I just termed this, like hopefully you guys figure it out, the best frozen yum-nums.
Yum-num.
Yum-nums. Or in other words, like frozen snacks. The way that I approached this was these are all things that would be put in like an air fryer. You might be better putting something in an oven.
Did you make this list, by the way?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do we have our first complaint already? Is there something missing that should be on here?
you go ahead, and then we'll talk about these options.
See, this is always the problem with tier rankings. Nobody gets mad at me about where I put them. They get mad about what I don't have on the tier ranking. That's where people get spicy. So anyway, yeah. So these are like snack-ish foods that you would typically have frozen in the house, and then you could heat them up either in like an air fryer or an oven type situation, or maybe a microwave too. It depends on, what you're doing, what your preferred method is. So our 5 frozen snackish items we have are pizza rolls, chicken dinos, which, you could just make it chicken nuggets, but I thought chicken dinos sounds more fun. Hot Pockets, Hot Pocket, White Castle burgers. So think like small burgers, not like an actual full-size burger, guys. Like a White Castle small burger type thing. And mini tacos. So, okay, Strong. First of all, because I feel like you're just chomping at the bit. Go ahead, speak your piece. Go ahead.
First, I want to know, how did pizza rolls and Hot Pockets both make the list? That's question number 1.
Okay.
How did these both make the list? And also, I might be the worst person for these options because I despise almost everything on here. So this is going to be a very interesting. I'm probably going to get roasted in the comments.
Like you haven't already?
When I read these options, I was like, did he talk to Dunk and get just what are the 5 things Strong hates the most? I'm going to put them on the list.
No. So, fun fact, usually when I come up with our tier rankings, like I tend to Google like 5 most popular blank, whatever we're tier ranking. And then I try to go, or I just type in like most popular blank. And then I go
think
with
a 4-year-old made that list.
Well, that's probably true. It's probably based off of 4-year-olds. But I tend to just go with whatever Google, the AI, whatever it is, lists as being the top 5. Now, sometimes I don't always follow that rule tried and true because of, me. Like, for instance, Kix was not a top 5 cereal, but I wanted to put Kix on our cereal tier ranking because I like to trigger Job. So, but all 5 of these were like considered to be like top most popular options that you would have for a frozen snack like this. So I think the only one that no, all of these were listed. Yeah, these were all listed. Yeah, I didn't like, oh, I love this, I'm putting this on the list for any reason. That's not the case. So
no, you're good.
But yeah,
I just laughed whenever I read it. I was like, oh
it's it's funny that you don't like any of these. I didn't realize that. But that's good though, because that means you're gonna have some spicy takes on this.
Probably.
Especially because I like some of these a lot. Admittedly, I have not had them in a while. Like, I've been very good about not eating any of these things, but anyway, so we'll just go in order.
Dunk.
The fun part of this is that, so you're going to be the opposite of like Ram likes to put everything in S tier, and he had to put stuff in a bottom tier. You're going to be the opposite. You're going to want to put everything in the D tier, but you're going to have to put something in S.
There's one outstanding option here, and everything else is just going to be fighting for last. I'm actually not sure where this is going to go until it comes out of my mouth, so you'll be as surprised as I am. No, we don't have White Castle. We have Crystal, which I hear is similar. Those are like the square steamed burgers with the onions, right?
Yes, yeah, little square ones.
Okay.
It's not a Hawaiian bun, but it looks like a Hawaiian bun kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we'll just go in order with these. We've got our first one on the list is pizza rolls. Where are you putting pizza rolls and why? You're gonna break my heart. I can tell already.
Pizza rolls, out of these options, I'm gonna put them in B. B. Final answer.
Okay, why?
And I'm putting them in B because unlike Hot Pockets, they actually have stuff inside of them and they have sauce. And if you let them cool for a little bit, they don't burn the whole entirety of your mouth like you're eating a spoonful of hot lava from Mount Vesuvius, like a Hot Pocket does. So for that reason, I will give them B.
Wait. So you're saying Hot Pockets burn your mouth more than pizza rolls do?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Because the cheese always goes, they only put half of a little sprinkle of cheese and it always winds up in the same spot. And it's never the spot that you think it's in. And it's always encased with a bunch of freaking sauce and it sticks to the roof of your mouth. It's painful and it's not enjoyable. And I don't like Hot Pockets at all.
Interesting.
And I don't know what kind of pepperonis they put in there, but they're not pepperonis.
I mean, it's pepperoni. It's just little.
It's
little,
not.
Little cubes.
But it's not.
It's little mini cubes.
Ugh,
It's still pepperoni.
not a fan. No.
On the burn your mouth topic, I am
Yeah.
far more likely to burn my mouth on pizza rolls than I am Hot Pockets.
You gotta give it a minute. You just gotta give it a minute.
I'm never lasting a minute. Let's be honest here. Like,
That's not what I heard. That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
so like with a Hot Pocket, so it's so big, like, and when it's that big, I'm like, I can't handle that right now. Like, I got to warm up to that, or in this case, cool down to that is what I actually mean. But like with a hot pot or with a pizza roll, it's just so small. I'm like, I can just give a little nibble. You know, it's no big deal. Just a little nibble, it'll be fine. But it's deceptive. Like, it's way hotter than you think it is with how small it is. Like, it just comes in and like bam, and it burns my mouth. And I'm always caught off guard by those pizza rolls because I don't think they're going to be as hot as they are.
I feel like I've made the mistake like a couple of times with the pizza rolls, and I just got the timing right. I know, okay, as soon as they come out of the air fryer, you just let it sit for 5 to 7 minutes, and then you're gravy. Hot Pocket, there is no rhyme or reason. And I'll tell you why. It's because the filling is never the same. You can get 2 Hot Pockets from the same box, and they are not the same. There is zero quality control in a Hot Pocket. None. No quality control. I don't get it. I have strong feelings about Hot Pockets.
I can't. Yeah, we're not even on hot pockets yet. You're like ready to roll. So let me ask this with the pizza rolls. So do you get the combo version that has the pepperoni and it is
Ew.
pepperoni? Do you get that or do you get
No.
the just cheese?
Now you're just getting cheese.
Just the cheese. See, that's why you're missing out. That's why you're putting it so low. Like, you got to get the pepperoni strong. You need some meat.
Are you kidding? I'm putting it high. Trust. Based on my feelings, B is actually high. B is good for it.
I was wondering when you were sitting there debating, I thought you were going to say D. Like, I thought I saw a D coming out of your mouth.
No.
Anyway, like, but then you said B, and I was like, okay, thank goodness. Like, because I got really nervous. I was like, do not put that juju on me. Like, do not put that in the D tier. Absolutely no way. So because
Based on this, then I can't wait to see your tier list.
well, so
because I bet they're going to be completely opposite.
For me, well, pizza rolls is S. It's S tier. This is the absolute best, without
Out of
a
this
doubt.
whole list?
Yes, without a doubt. It's
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
the best. Like, it's I talked about the nibble factor already. It's just a little, you can get a little nibble. That's great. Or if you're really hungry, you can just throw them down, as fast as you can. Anyway, this chat is getting me so derailed on being professional right now. But like, and the other nice thing is it's fast. So like, let's say you get to the end of an evening of consuming some beverages, which I'm sure we all have, and you need a little snacky snack for when you're getting ready to sleep on the steps. Like, this is super fast. It only takes 5 minutes in an air fryer and you're ready to go. And then you're going to be sleeping in the bed instead of the steps. Like, it's just an automatic win with the speed, the flavor, the nibble factor. Like, and it's good. It's pizza. Like, it's S tier.
You have to build in the cool down factor time too. It's not just 5 minutes. If you eat those babies right out the air fryer, you will not be tasting anything for 3 to 5 business days. Absolutely not.
Well,
I see what you're saying.
But
I see what you're saying.
But
it is convenient.
Don't all of these have that hot factor where you have to let them cool down though? Like, none of these are cold unless you're eating them frozen.
No.
So-
Chicken dinos, you can pop them in your mouth right after.
Really?
There's no burning magma cheese inside.
Oh, so you're saying the cheese is the problem?
The cheese is the problem with the pizza rolls. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just too hot. It's too hot. You gotta let it cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I cannot disagree with you more, I think, on this.
That's all right.
Guys, let us know. The chat is definitely letting us know live as we're recording this, by the way. But let us know if you are listening after the fact. Where are you putting pizza rolls, guys? Do you think I'm right and the nibble factor is key and essential here? Or do you think that the hot magma is too much to handle and it should be in the B tier? I'm intrigued to see what you guys have to say on this one. All right, moving to our second one.
What?
I've never heard that alert before, and it was on point. It was "Behold the power of cheese." Whoever did that, thank you.
Love it.
Moving on to our next one, chicken dinos. So I'm guessing this is
A.
going to be a higher one for you.
A tier.
Really?
Yes.
So, but not S.
Yes.
Okay, I know
No.
I know what your S is going to be. I know what your S is going to be. At least I think I do. Okay, so you're going A tier. So you said these are consumable right out the air fryer, yeah?
I mean, pretty much, yes.
Okay.
So I like to dip my chicken
that was gonna be my
dinos.
next question, yeah. What do you dip them in?
Yes. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Okay.
You can just go ketchup. You can Dunk makes a really good sauce
Mm-hmm.
where he combines, I mean, I can't give you the secret sauce, but he mixes a few different things together and it's just perfect. Or, I mean, if you make them crispy enough, you can, you guys are the worst. You can just eat it straight out of the air fryer. I am sweating
from the
so
source?
much. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Dunk's special sauce makes it. So how is this not S tier with Dunk's special sauce? That's the thing I don't understand. By the way, Dunk is her husband. FYI, for everyone that doesn't know.
Yeah, I guess I should have said that beforehand. Way to make it weird, Strong. What? Oh yeah, because there's one more item on this list
That you have higher
that
still.
for me is
Okay.
S tier.
Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
But it is pretty close. It's like A+ tier.
Okay. So for me, I definitely want to add sauce to it. I'm team sauce. I don't just eat it straight up. And now, if I'm doing McDonald's, which is not on this tier ranking because that's a different story, but McDonald's nuggets, fun fact, I'll eat those just as they are. I just raw dog that. Like, I don't want sauce for those. Yeah, I'm team raw dog for chicken nuggets from McDonald's. But for chicken dinos, like home stuff, if I'm cooking something up, I like barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce all the way, all day long.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, like a good honey mustard.
I
Dip
don't
it
mind
in
honey
some
mustard.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, that's another good one.
There's always extra, or like some Polynesian sauce left over. There's always extra packets of something.
I think
Some Zax sauce. Ooh, that
I've
would be
never
good.
had that. I think the sauce factor is what helps this a lot. I think it was just
Mhm.
pure chicken dinos, probably would
Yeah.
be lower, but the sauce,
I agree.
I'm with you. So you're
Whatever
saying,
you're in the mood for.
yeah, you're saying
tier.
A tier. I'm going to say B tier with these. They're good, but I have something that I would prefer still over top of chicken dinos,
Okay.
but under pizza rolls.
Okay.
So we're pretty close on that one, though. Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments, folks. Where are you putting chicken dinos? And do you want Dunk's special sauce for your chicken dinos too? Moving on to our third one. Hot Pockets. All right, Strong. I'll let you get your anger out of your system right away. Go ahead.
If I could put two things in D tier, it would yes. But if I'm forced to choose one per tier, I guess I'll give Hot Pockets C tier. And that is like a C minus tier.
Interesting.
And the why.
I would not have thought you would
the-
put that. I thought for sure this was going D tier for you. So you have something else?
Then that should tell you how much I hate what's in my D tier.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I have
Interesting.
very strong opinions. Yes, Hot Pockets. I do not think that they are flavorful. I think that the bread crust, whatever, is kind of like cardboard. I don't like the meat that's inside. I think it has 1% cheese and 5% sauce and 94% air. But whenever you do happen to catch the spot that has cheese and or sauce, no matter if it's been out for 1 minute or 10 minutes, it is just ridiculously hot.
What?
I don't enjoy Hot Pockets.
Quick
I don't
question.
like them.
Quick question. So
What?
when you were giving us the answer right now for this, you kept glancing to my right of the screen, to your left of the screen, I think. It looks like you're reading a teleprompter. Did you like prepare a statement on why you hate Hot Pockets ahead of time?
Oh, no, I just have the chat over there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I'm like.
I thought, I was like,
No.
does she hate Hot Pockets
I was like,
so
let
much?
me go on a rant about Hot Pockets.
She wrote out a pre-written
No.
mantra.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
wow, that's serious. That's serious hatred.
No,
right there.
I was reading the chat.
Gotcha.
No. Yes, but if I'm forced to choose, I will put it in C because I just hate the other thing that much more.
I got you. For me, I'm going C tier as well with this one. It's I don't mind Hot Pockets. I can't believe I'm about to say I'll eat them because I probably wouldn't at this point, to be honest with you. Like,
Right.
But I've also changed my diet a lot. Like, I'm eating a lot cleaner. Like 20 pounds ago, Shaka would have eaten Hot Pockets without a question. But like now, probably not. But I will say this. So if I'm getting a Hot Pocket, I'm not getting a pizza Hot Pocket. That's not what I get. I usually get
Like a breakfast one?
I'll get ham and cheddar cheese, because it can double as dinner or breakfast or a late night snack. It gives you a triple, I guess is what I should say. It gives you a lot of variety, a lot of options. So
I don't like ham either, so.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, when you were comparing it to pizza rolls, I was like, how is it like a pizza roll? But that's because I don't ever eat pizza Hot Pockets. I eat the ham and cheese Hot Pockets.
I mean, when I think of a Hot Pocket, that's what my mind goes to is like pizza Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah, they have other kinds now, but that's not what I think of when I think of a Hot Pocket.
Right. Ray Rock brings up a
That's
good point.
actually a
in chat,
good
too.
question. Whenever y'all think of a Hot Pocket, what kind of Hot
Right,
Pocket
what do you
comes to
think of?
mind? Is it a Philly cheesesteak?
Mhm.
Is it a breakfast? Is it pizza?
Yeah, that's Ray Rock in chat said the steak and cheese one is good as well. The chicken cordon bleu. I think they do. Dunk says in chat, Dino, throwing a Dino chicken nugget there, and you got a chicken cordon bleu. I think they do have a chicken cordon bleu version, if I remember correctly, Dunk. So yeah, there are lots of different types of Hot Pockets. That's a good question, Strong. Let us know in the comments, guys. What's your preferred Hot Pocket? Because that is one thing when we do these. My thing is I always say you're using your preferred version of
Right.
whatever this is. So
My preferred is in the trash.
Interesting. All right, so we're both on Team Canada with this one though for different reasons. You're like really, 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 really low Canada.
Yeah.
It's just okay. Like I would
Mhm.
eat it if I had no other choice, but yeah, I'd prefer other things over it. Let us know in the comments, guys. Where are you putting this at? Preferred version, where are you putting it at? All right, next up, I think we're gonna be on the same page on this one, unless you're gonna totally throw a curveball at me here and do a heel turn. White Castle burgers, which you mentioned earlier. Yes, so they're little.
D. It is the nastiest thing that I can think of. I would rather go to bed hungry than eat this. Absolutely not. There
Yeah.
is no situation where you will catch me eating a White Castle burger. No.
So, first question: have you had a White Castle burger from White Castle?
No, because we don't have those here. We have Crystal here.
So same thing for
But
me.
it's-
There's no White Castles around me. I've never had one from White Castle, and I've been told that's my problem. But with that being said, we're not tier ranking.
I don't think so.
Restaurant
You
foods.
still would have to like a steamed burger with onions. Like I feel like whether you get it in the store or the frozen section, the concept of the burger is still the same,
Yes.
right? It's still the
For the
same.
most part,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm good.
yeah, anybody that I've ever met that likes White Castle burgers has said you have to get it from the actual restaurant. The frozen things suck. But like I said, that's not what we're tier ranking. We're not tier ranking restaurant burgers and things like
Right.
that, restaurant foods. We're tier ranking frozen snacky foods. So we have to tier rank the frozen version of this in particular. So all of you purists out there, suck it. That's not what we're tier ranking right now. But I'm with you, Strong. D tier, easily. This is like absolute bottom of the barrel. It tastes like absolute garbage. If you thought Hot Pockets taste like cardboard, you've never eaten cardboard. Like, this stuff is like cardboard. It is absolutely, absolutely terrible. Contingent
Like, what
is
was
not
the
happy.
worst is, like, I mean, we didn't grow up with a lot of money, and you
Yeah.
could get like a sack full of Crystal for like $5. I don't know, something ridiculously cheap. And so my mom would like pick up a sack full of Crystal on the way home and be like, here's dinner. And I just wanted to go cry in my closet because I'm like, no, this is like the nastiest thing ever. And I didn't want to complain, but it's so gross, you guys. I just don't like it.
Just fun fact so you're familiar with Crystal, obviously, because it's down by you, but like up in the Northeast, there's no such thing as a Crystal. Like, I've never heard of a Crystal before. So every time you say, my mom got us some Crystal, I think of crystal meth. And I'm like, what? Yeah, my brain immediately goes to you guys are getting some crystal meth for Christmas or something like that. Like, what is happening? So if for anybody that's out there in YouTube land and has no idea what Strong is talking about, she is not talking about crystal meth, everybody.
No. Crystal burger.
Crystal burger.
A sack full of Crystal? Oh, we were
Right,
like
yeah, you said
rolling
a
in
sack
it.
full of crystals. I was like, oh my. Yeah. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we're both Team D on this one. And if you guys out there think that White Castle burgers are not D tier, tell me why you're crazy. And I'll also remind
What
you,
are we missing?
we're ranking the frozen version of it. That's the thing. They're all going to be like, if you have it fresh from the restaurant, it's amazing. No, that's not what we're ranking. Tell us why you hate us, why you don't agree with us, and I'll still probably ignore you. So anyway.
Dang.
Yes.
Okay.
Let your rage flow, everybody. Sometimes it's fun just to trigger the commenters.
I
Anyway,
love it.
final one. So, okay. So this is good. You are going where I thought you were going to go with this. Mini tacos. Mini tacos.
S tier. S tier all
Okay.
the way.
I'm-
There's not a situation where I see the mini tacos in the freezer and do not want a mini taco. Don't care.
What? Because
Give me mini tacos.
I've never, believe it or not, I've never gotten like frozen mini tacos before. I've always gotten
Really?
Yeah, I've always gotten the taquitos. So, are you team taquitos
Ooh,
or team
taquitos
mini
are really
tacos?
good too. Um, I don't know. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. I mean, I guess if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose a taquito over
Okay.
a mini taco.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still not mad if I have to eat a mini taco. Like, I am good.
I'm with
I
you.
love mini tacos.
I like
When,
I like the dippability
Oh, go
of
ahead.
the taquitos in particular.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. So when Dunk and I went to California a few years ago,
Mhm.
we had, what was it, Jack in the Box for the first time because we don't have Jack in the Box over here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did not even eat a burger from there. We got a box of mini tacos. And we went back probably 2 more times afterwards because I just needed a box of mini tacos.
Oh,
They are
nice.
so good. Oh my gosh, they were delicious. But yeah, just like Jose Olay or whatever it is. I don't know what brand it is that's in the frozen section, but
I don't know what it would be either.
big fan.
But because I always do my shopping at Aldi, so it'd be different than other main retailers and stuff. But for me, it's A tier, and it's not for the reasons that you're stating. Because like I said, I get taquitos typically. I've very rarely ever gotten frozen mini tacos to make at home. But Sheetz, which is a gas station chain here in the Western PA region, they have mini tacos, or at least they did. They've switched to soft tacos now, but they used to have mini fried hard tacos. That stuff was the absolute Like, it was incredible.
Wait,
So,
what was it called?
Sheets.
Okay, that's not what I thought you said for a second. Like getting mini tacos from a place called that just seemed disastrous.
No,
Okay,
Sheets.
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 We're good.
SHEETZ.
Got it.
Is how it's spelled. Yes.
Give me
Sheets.
the sheets.
Sheets. Yeah, you have your crystal. I've got my sheets.
Right.
So, but like that stuff's amazing. Like if you've been out for the evening having some beverages and stuff, and you need some food, that is the absolute. Like it's so good. It's incredible. So like because of that, I'm going A tier. Like I didn't go S because I don't typically have them at home. Like pizza rolls are a standard. I have it at home all the time. So I give that the bump. But I will say pizza rolls and mini tacos are like neck and neck in my book. They're very, very close. So I'm with you on that one.
Okay. Well, I feel like we really weren't as far off as I was thinking we were going to be at the beginning of this.
It wasn't too bad because we ended up in the same place.
We had a rocky start.
Yeah, like Hot Pockets, we ended up the same. White Castle was the same. Mini tacos, we were just one off. Chicken dinos, we were just one. It was just the pizza rolls. It was just the pizza roll factor.
Yeah.
You don't like molten cheese in your mouth. Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of molten cheese in my mouth. Anyway.
I guess.
Let us know your thoughts, guys, on the tier ranking. Where would you put these things? Are we totally wrong on this? Are we totally right? I'd be intrigued to hear your thoughts on the matter, everybody. Thus concludes our 5 key topics here for today, guys, on Shawk Tawk. Before we get into our final stretch of things here, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, first and foremost, folks, make sure you guys like the video, whether it's on Spotify, your listening platform, or it's on YouTube. Make sure you guys like it. If you want to catch more of what we've got here, make sure you guys subscribe so that you can find more of our podcasts and watch more of them. With that being said, Strong, you're fairly new to the streaming realm. People may not know who you are. Let them know. How can they find more of you? How can they get more of your content? And I'm talking about Twitch, guys. Twitch.
Yeah, we have just started streaming on Twitch probably about 3 weeks ago now. So you can find us. The channel is named The Strongheart. I also was streaming. We talked about Sir Dunk. He is my husband. He's here on Twitch as well, Sir Dunk the Tall. But yeah, so we stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So if you want to come check us out, we'd love to have you.
There you go, guys. Great
Let's
stuff.
stop it.
Great stuff, as always, from Strongheart. Dunk as well. Again, IRL. Not IRL mod, right? He's not your IRL mod.
No, he actually turned down the job offer and said he did not want to do it. So
That's right, yeah.
I try not to take it personally.
I'm so used to saying that you're IRL mod, and it doesn't apply in this situation. Oh my goodness, guys! Thank you again so much to Strong for being such an awesome guest here today. Like I said, folks, please make sure you guys check out the episode, subscribe, all that jazz. If you have not and you want to check out more of the videos that we've got, folks, make sure you guys check out what you were seeing up in the top corner of your screen now as we head on out. With that being said, Strong, any final words before we run the outro and everything?
No, just thank you guys so much for showing up and showing out today. Shaka, thank you for inviting me on. It was a pleasure. And as always, you did a great job. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Likewise. I'm only as good as my guests are. You guys are freaking awesome. So that's why I look good, guys, just because of my guests. All right, guys, you heard it here. We will see you next Tuesday. Actually, not next Tuesday, because I am not going to have a podcast next Tuesday. We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll see you next time on the Shawk Tawk podcast, guys.
Welcome on in and take a seat. Conversations that can't be beat. Music and movies to name a few. Sports and drinks and tiramisu. This is a podcast for everyone. Time to chat and have some fun. Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk. Time to chat and have some fun. Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk. This is a podcast for everyone. Shawk Tawk. Shawk Talk, Shawk Talk.